Hey, where the bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
For those who were excited to, see some booty in your face and some titties and all the type of stuff, keep in mind, this is still a drama. So you're going to have some developing storylines. Don't be like Jerome and Snowfall out here. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. This is your boy Ryan. Thank you again for joining. Let's just get right into it, man. P Valley is back. Season 2, episode 1. And I'm not gonna front, that opening scene was pretty fire, man. I don't know if it's been done. My Gentlemen's Club days have been long since retired. But during a pandemic, doing a car wash with that type of activity, pretty clever, definitely pretty clever. But anyway, so that's how the opening scene starts. We see what people are up to. That's why I like. One of the things I like about like the first episodes of seasons. It kind of just gives you like a brief update. Pardon me. Just kind of gives you a brief update about what everyone's doing. So we see that the Pink is still hanging around, still fighting, and unfortunately, despite Haley's $250,000 contribution, she didn't expect a pandemic, which, like most businesses, didn't see that coming. So because of that, unfortunately, the Pink seems to be somewhat struggling or just barely making ends meet because of the pandemic. And I, for one, I can understand that. Like, even if I did, frequent those places, strip clubs, I don't know if I'm going during a pandemic. That just seems wild. You got lap dances, private rooms going on. Anyway. So because of the pandemic, the Pink is kind of back where they left off. Of course, they're not like in any type of debt necessarily. But as I mentioned, financially, they're like barely, keeping their head above water. You have people like Mercedes who think that she be getting more money anyway. It's her name and her reputation that's keeping this place afloat, and which she, may have a good case. She is like one of the headlining strippers there. We also get a very brief preview at the beginning episode about Murder and Keyshawn, and they're kind of getting this buzz going. Especially Keyshawn more than Murder. So I just like that. I just like the updates that are going on so far. And for those who were excited to, see some booty in your face and some titties and all the type of stuff, keep in mind, this is still a drama. So you're going to have some developing storylines. Don't be like Jerome and Snowfall out here. But yeah, so I like those updates, but I can't front. My favorite update throughout this whole episode has to be when Keyshawn first sees Diamond. When Keyshawn first sees Diamond, and he's like shutting everybody down who don't have a mask, going into some type of CVS or Walgreens or whatever type of convenience store. I applauded that scene. I ain't gonna front. It's like, dog, you pulled a gun on a dude who was essentially trying to save your life. You got this racist boyfriend, a physically abusive boyfriend, like he beats on Keyshawn. And on top of that, called Diamond with like a swamp nigger or something like that. So he had every right to it, but to pull a gun on dude, like I said, he did everything right in my opinion. The very, very small tweak. The only other thing that he could have added was, look, don't talk to me if you see me ever again. Just don't talk to me. So even Mercedes, going back, for one, she also disagreed with Keyshawn pulling a gun on Diamond. Very foul. Like I said, this dude was trying to be your knight in shining armor, all that, and you out there pulling a gun on him because of your husband, your racist, abusive husband. So, but I think another reason why Mercedes is feeling a certain type of way for Keyshawn. Keyshawn seems to be getting the shine that Mercedes feels like she should be getting. Keyshawn is doing all these Instagram lives with hundreds of possibly thousands of people looking at her. You know, she's in the music videos with Murder. You know, she's getting like makeup endorsement deals, lingerie endorsement deals, all this other type of stuff. Also, with that being said, keep in mind the husband, who is apparently unemployed, is hell-bent on trying to keep Keyshawn in the house at all times. Like, she had to make up 1,000 excuses just to go to the damn convenience store. And, you know, just on the side note, that just goes to show, you know, like what a weak, insecure man is. You know, beating on his wife, one, and insecure in the sense that, you know, he has to know your whereabouts, or well, not know your whereabouts, but know why you're going or why do you need to do X, Y, and Z. So it's just a lot. But so as I mentioned, that's the reason why Mercedes is also feeling a certain type of way. So, and speaking of Mercedes, we get like a brief look at the mom who stole Mercedes' money in the first place, and she's building her own mega church. She's out here selling out parking lots and selling her sermon CDs and all that other stuff. But that's only the brief thing we got. If you saw the season 1 recap, I told you my exact feelings on people who act like Patrice. So yeah, you know, God-fearing man, but the people like Patrice can turn me off. But so like this episode was really just to overall get a sense of how everyone has been managing their own during the pandemic. Uncle Murder, he still has that struggle. I ain't gonna front, that one song he came up with, you know, talking about trying to get out this place, that actually was a good song. Like Uncle Murder. I'm sorry if I said that earlier. Lil Murder or Murder, he actually has some songs that are better than some rappers out right now. I ain't gonna front. But nevertheless, he still has his battle, you know, trying to front like he's this ultra alpha, you know, heterosexual, homophobic rapper. But on the low, he's still concerned that Uncle Cliff didn't hit him back, you know, stuff like that. So, like I said, I can't speak on that, but I can only imagine how that could be kind of a tough internal battle that he's going through. So I'm definitely interested to see where that storyline goes. As I mentioned, I do think, realistically speaking, I do feel like, you know, if his secret were to ever get out, I don't think that should ruin his rap career, because if they're trying to keep up to date like they have with the pandemic and stuff like that, I think they can apply how him getting out of like that wouldn't necessarily ruin his career should something like that happen. And so after we get all these updates, the one thing that we do notice is Andre's godfather, I believe, you know, the mayor of Chucalissa, has passed away. I forget his names. I'll put it in the edit. But Andre's godfather has passed away. And that is the storyline that brings him back to Chucalissa, so he could, you know, pay his respects to his godfather. Also, he has a few run-ins with Haley. That's the one thing that I am not a big fan. I am not a big fan of this, this weird, this weird love interest energy that Andre and Haley has with each other. It's just me. I just feel like the whole falling for a married man thing, it's kind of played out. Well, I feel like it just could have went a better route. Granted, I'm not a writer, so I don't have a solution for that particular one, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about that, So there's that. And also even with Haley, of course, you see that she's roommates with Mercedes, and they're definitely bumping heads. So who knows how long that's going to last. You got Mercedes making all types of loud noises, disrupting Haley. Then you got Haley. Well, she would have been mad even if they weren't roommates, but got Haley going behind Mercedes' back and still trying to hire more strippers, which I don't blame her, man. It's like, I'm trying to do what I have to do to keep the pink above water. I already dropped $250,000 on it. The pandemic already ate through that, and so now we gotta try to make up for lost ground. So more women in the casino, more women in the strip clubs could possibly mean more money coming into the building. Why would anyone hate on that? perhaps someone who wants all the shine to themselves. I think Mercedes kind of jealous or even worrisome that maybe there's going to be like some new up and coming stripper who could possibly take Mercedes shine yet again. Of course, even though Keyshawn wasn't like a new stripper, but she took the shine like that. So I feel like more employees at the Pink could mean more opportunities that could be taken away from Mercedes. That's just my opinion. I think that's the real reason why Mercedes is mad. And the only other, it's very, very ticky-tack, very, very small detail. But the only other thing that I don't agree with in terms of the storyline, I don't agree with the interim mayor coming in and then I forget the other guy. I believe it was the former mayor's son. They still want to buy the Pink. You see that towards the end, or you see the mayor still wants to see about carrying out the interim mayor. You see the interim mayor still wants to carry out the previous mayor's wishes, which I find it kind of unrealistic because just small window of just personal life here. I used to work for the Department of the Army, and whenever there was a new incoming officer in command, general, colonel, whatever the case is, whenever there was an incoming person, they already had their new initiatives that they want to highlight. So it's like, hey, that the stuff that this previous person in charge was doing, that's cool, but I'm here now, and these are the initiatives that I want. So hell, same with the presidency. Depending on who is elected, it's like what that president did in the past. That was the past. These are my initiatives and agenda that I want to push. So I do feel like, even though he's the interim mayor coming in, I do feel like that's a bit far-fetched. And granted, I know it's fictional. That's why I said it's very, very minor, ticky-tack detail. Overall, I'm excited that the Pink is back. I'm excited for P-Valley. And also, I don't care how clean or dirty the car looks. I'm surprised that not more people are doing something like that, because damn. Nevertheless, looking forward to the season. This is just my opinion. Love it or hate it. Peace.